After Harold finished, tears of humiliation welled up in his eyes, but he didn't dare to step out of line right then. He knew his grandma must be incredibly disappointed in him. At this point, he couldn't risk saying anything else to make her angrier. Mrs. Wilson saw that Harold had admitted his mistake, and she felt a bit of relief. She didn't want her grandson kneeling to Charlie, but the thing was, that terrible oath was tied to her own life. She was a devout Christian, and if Harold didn't follow through, she was afraid she'd have trouble sleeping and eating, terrified of some kind of divine punishment. So she looked at Harold and said lightly, "Harold, let these 3 bows be a little lesson for you. Don't go around making bets you can't be sure you'll win. And if you do bet, don't drag your family into it." Harold said, his face grim, "I know, Grandma. It won't happen again." As he spoke, his eyes shot a venomous glare at Charlie. He was thinking about what a piece of trash Charlie was for forcing him to kneel, making him lose face. He vowed to himself that he would kill him for it, sooner or later. Then, Mrs. Wilson spoke up. "It's wonderful that we won this contract today. Everyone needs to get to work immediately. We have to use this opportunity to build a strong relationship with the Emgrand Group." Charlie chimed in from the side. "Grandma, since Claire was the one who secured the deal, shouldn't the position of company director go to her?" Mrs. Wilson's eyebrows shot up, and she couldn't help but have second thoughts. She had said that whoever got the contract could be the director. However, the thought of Claire, whom she had never liked, and her good-for-nothing, irritating husband made her change her tune. If she promoted Claire, and Claire was no longer under her thumb, what would happen? At that moment, she wanted to take back her promise. After all, she hadn't made some life-or-death oath about it, so she could do it with a clear conscience. However, she knew she couldn't say that right after Claire had just landed the massive contract, so she found a convenient way to stall. "Well, tomorrow night, I'll host a banquet and invite all the important people in Oris Hill. Then, in front of everyone, I will announce our partnership with the Emgrand Group and the appointment of the new director." Hearing this, Charlie felt a wave of relief and satisfaction. Claire smiled softly. It seemed the director position was finally hers. She wouldn't have to worry about being pushed around anymore, and her parents could finally hold their heads high. Mrs. Wilson turned to Claire and said, "Claire, there's one more thing I need your help with." Claire quickly replied, "Of course, Grandma. What is it?" Mrs. Wilson said, "I want you to contact the chairman of the Emgrand Group and invite him to the banquet tomorrow." After a pause, Mrs. Wilson added with an expectant look, "If he comes to our banquet, it would be a massive coup for our family. It would really put the Wilson family on the map." Claire thought for a moment, then hesitated. "But when I went last time, I only met Doris, the vice chairwoman. I never met the chairman himself. Besides, we just landed this project. Isn't holding a banquet like this a little aggressive?" "So what?" Mrs. Wilson retorted. "I want everyone in Oros Hill to know that we're tied to a powerhouse like the Emgrand Group now. This is how the Wilson family is going to grow. Even if the chairman can't make it, it's fine to just invite Doris. She's the second in command at the Emgrand Group, and having her there would be a huge boost to our reputation." At this point, Mrs. Wilson was practically giddy. The thought that the powerful families who once wouldn't give them the time of day might one day have to come to them for favors filled her with a rush of excitement. The Wilson family, under her leadership, was going to be more magnificent than ever. Claire considered this for a moment before replying hesitantly, "I understand. I'll try." "This isn't about trying. You must get an invitation accepted." Claire nodded meekly, then quietly turned to Charlie. "What am I going to do? What if the chairman doesn't come? What if Doris doesn't want to come either?" Charlie laughed and said, "Just try it. You have Doris's number, right? Who knows? Maybe she'll say yes the moment you call." He thought about the upcoming banquet. It was a chance to show off the Wilson family's new status, but more importantly, Claire would be announced as the new director. His wife was getting a promotion, and he was proud to be her husband. Claire, of course, had no idea her husband was the very chairman they were talking about. She sighed, conflicted. "He's the chairman of the Emgrand Group," she said, "and they say he's the heir to the East Cliff Wade family. Why would someone like that ever come to our little banquet?" Charlie smiled and said, "You never know. Maybe he's just a regular guy who likes to stay home with his wife, cooking and doing the laundry." Claire shot him an annoyed look. "You think everyone is just like you?" Charlie nodded. "Yeah, it's very likely the head of the Emgrand Group is exactly like me." Claire scoffed and muttered under her breath. "Get real. How could that even be possible?" Knowing Charlie was just joking, Claire paid him no mind. She stepped aside and dialed Doris's number. The call connected quickly. Doris's cheerful voice came through. "Miss Claire, hello!" "Hello, Miss Young. I was hoping I could ask for your help with something," Claire said, a little embarrassed. "Of course. What is it?" Doris replied. Claire gathered her thoughts, took a deep breath, and bravely asked, "I was wondering if the chairman is free tomorrow night. We're hosting a banquet to officially announce our partnership with the Emgrand Group, and we were hoping the chairman might honor us with his presence." Doris was quiet for a moment before replying, "Miss Claire, I can't make that decision for him, but I can certainly ask for you." Claire said respectfully, "Thank you. I would really appreciate that." After hanging up, Claire clutched her phone anxiously, waiting for a call back. Just then, Charlie's cell phone rang. Charlie's eyes widened. He mentally kicked himself. He'd forgotten to put his phone on silent. It had to be Doris, calling to ask his opinion. Charlie composed himself, answered the phone, and said casually, "Yeah?" Doris's voice came through. "Chairman, the Wilson family is hosting a banquet tomorrow night. Would you like to attend?" Charlie replied, "Oh, that. Yeah, fine, I'll go." With that, he quickly hung up and mumbled, "These telemarketers are so annoying." Claire didn't suspect a thing. A moment later, her phone rang again. It was Doris. "Miss Claire, our chairman has agreed. He said he'll be there." "Really? That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your help, and please thank the chairman for me." Claire was suddenly overcome with excitement. She couldn't believe he had actually agreed. Claire rushed over to Mrs. Wilson. "Grandma, the chairman of the Emgrand Group agreed. He's coming." "Really?" Mrs. Wilson was suddenly ecstatic. She immediately turned to the Wilson family members in the room and commanded, "Get everything ready. Book the best hotel, order the finest food and drinks, and prepare to welcome the Emgrand chairman. And another thing," she added, "send invitations to every major company in the city. Let them know that the chairman of the Emgrand Group will be there." In an instant, the entire Wilson family was a flurry of activity. Everyone was buzzing with excitement, calling various business partners and the most influential figures in Oris Hill City. This was, without a doubt, a game changer. Soon, the news had spread all over Oris Hill. The mysterious new chairman of the Emgrand Group was going to make an appearance at the Wilson family's banquet tomorrow. Mrs. Wilson fielded countless calls, answering every one with a smile. She was overjoyed. After tomorrow's banquet, the Wilson family would be the most talked-about family in Oris Hill City. Thinking about it made her smile with excitement. "All right, that's enough for today. Start preparing for the banquet. This meeting is adjourned." After the meeting ended, Mrs. Wilson went back to her office. Harold, rolling his eyes, followed right behind her. "Grandma, are you really going to make Claire the director?" Harold asked bluntly as soon as they were alone. Mrs. Wilson's brow furrowed. She said coldly, "I already promised Claire. Why shouldn't I give her the position?" Harold pushed back. "Grandma, you can't let her be the director." "And why not?" Mrs. Wilson retorted. "She landed us a huge contract. She's the hero of this company, and she's earned it," Harold said quickly. "The only reason Claire got the Emgrand contract is because Wendell from the Jones family was helping her." I heard he went to her house yesterday, and then, surprise, surprise, the M. Grand Group signs with us today. What a coincidence! I'm telling you, it's because she slept with him." Mrs. Wilson's expression darkened. "Is what you're saying true?" Harold insisted. "Of course it's true. Wendell definitely went to see Claire last night. You can ask around and find out for yourself." Then Harold added, "Grandma, she's a married woman. If word gets out about her and Wendell, people will say the Wilson family only got the M. Grand Group contract because of that. What would that do to our family's reputation? To your reputation?" Mrs. Wilson frowned. Deep down, she already believed most of it. She knew Wendell had a thing for Claire. On her birthday, he'd given her a lucky charm he claimed was worth $3 or $4 million. That would certainly explain how Claire managed to land a $60 million contract. Harold pressed on. "If you make a shameless woman like that the director, our reputation will be destroyed. We have to pick someone else for the job, and then we can give them the credit for landing this deal. It should be a man. That's the best way to avoid any more rumors." Mrs. Wilson nodded slowly. She was almost completely convinced. Looked at this way, she really did have to pick another director to put an end to the rumors. If people started saying that the contract was because of Claire and Wendell, she could just point to a new director and claim they were the one who secured the deal. That way, no one could say the family relied on Claire selling herself. Besides, Mrs. Wilson had her own selfish reasons. She'd never liked Claire. She had always favored the men in the family over the women, and she didn't want to see Claire gain any more power or influence. She had to keep Claire in her place to make sure the Wilson family's assets wouldn't fall into the hands of an outsider. Thinking of this, she made up her mind. So she looked at Harold and said coldly, "Harold, from now on you'll listen to me. You'll do what I ask you to do, and you won't do anything I forbid. Do you understand?" Harold immediately answered with devotion, "Grandma, don't worry. From now on, what you say goes. I'll do anything you tell me to." "Good." Mrs. Wilson nodded, satisfied. "At the banquet tomorrow, I will tell everyone that you are the new director and that you're fully responsible for the partnership with the M. Grand Group. But you must remember to be obedient. I can make you, and I can break you." Harold was ecstatic and quickly promised, "Grandma, don't worry. I will be. I'll be completely obedient."